Two. We good, Reese? You need to check everybody's mic?
No, I already checked when y'all talking about.
Okay. All right.
He on
Okay.
it.
All right. Let's rock and roll. All right. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Welcome to the Social Proof Podcast, best podcast in the world. I'm about to start running ads too, and I need y'all idea because y'all are like very, very good at what you do. Do y'all market at all?
I do.
Are you marketing?
I do.
You're marketing?
A lot, yeah.
This is what I was thinking. Actually, Trey's working on it right now. I want to have ads that say like Social Proof Podcast, the worst podcast in the world, or name 3 podcasts that are better than Social Proof Podcast, or something like that. I
Picture?
feel like it's going to drop. Yeah, I
Picture.
mean, not just words.
Oh, just words.
Yeah, that like leads them to the podcast.
Makes them try to.
I like
think
the
for a
word.
second,
The
yeah.
worst thing is
I like. I was about to say that. I like the worst.
Yeah,
Yo, he's making 10 of them. We're gonna run the tentative joints.
3 podcasts.
And then
Worst.
figure it out.
because you would click on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I would.
The worst podcast. Why they so bad?
Why you gonna
Yeah.
tell us?
Yeah,
That's why I love,
Yeah.
that's why I love talking to
Worst.
people who understand like how to grow a business. This is dope. I'm so happy to be here, man. Y'all two have been on the podcast. Just me and you, Smitty. Have excited to meet you. But actually, we were talking. I was talking to Boone yesterday, and he said he had this this concept, something like y'all are coming together on a concept, and I thought it was so powerful because one of the biggest things that plague our community and entrepreneurs in general is access to capital. Right? Where do we get money from? There are people that are fighting legislation, and people really understand that people are underserved. And he was like, y'all coming together to, 1, help people get funding, and 2, invest in other ideas, and also make money helping people get funding. Is that right?
Yep. So we help people get funded. Then we tell them how to go ahead and move that to businesses, hard assets, and ways to make money short term and long term with wealth.
Got you. Okay. Well, before we get started, because I got a million questions, have everybody introduce themselves. Let's start with you.
So my name is Derek Boone, DS Boone on Instagram, and real estate expert in Philadelphia, and also a real estate coach. So we help people buy properties from duplexes, triplexes, 4 units, so they can go ahead and make money now and also create wealth long term.
Got you.
All using other people's money.
Yeah.
Love it.
My name Ramel New Worlds, Mogul Lifestyle _ on Instagram, known as the Young Mogul, commercial real estate investor, credit coach, and I help entrepreneurs go out there and get started in the commercial real estate business with little to no money down strategies.
So you're more residential.
Yeah.
You focus more on commercial.
Facts.
What's better? Do y'all ever argue about it?
All the time.
Well, we're gonna argue today. Smitty, talk to me.
Yeah, Kenny Smith from Chicago. Smitty the Goat on Instagram. I like to teach people how to leverage the credit and the business credit to be able to leverage that to start businesses and investments, and be able to create streams of income from credit as well. There's different lanes we can get into to be able to make money off of it as well.
Got you. So you
He's the
make
best.
money how?
I make money. So the first thing we do is start a funding company. We can be able to get other people funded.
So you have a funding company.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
So
Okay.
yeah, leverage LLCs and our personal credit, or just LLC to be able to get funded and then have a charging fee.
That might be the first time I ever heard somebody say that they can teach someone how to start a funding company. But where's this funding company? Here's what I understand. Like, where's all this money coming from that companies are so eager to give it to people who may or may not pay them back?
I think they first idea is to make money off of it. Whether somebody got to start paying interest, even though we go to route 0% interest for the time frame that we do have it, and try to leverage it without paying interest. But eventually, you're going to start paying some interest, which they make money off you. But it comes from the bank, man. I'd rather use somebody else's money instead of mine.
Of course. Well,
I got 2 things on that too.
Yeah, I want to get your philosophy.
So it's funny you said that, right? So you understand, you know that banks only make money by lending money. That's how they make money, right? So they're taking all our money, and then they're lending to someone else for a higher percent, and they're giving us pennies. But on the backside, I met this guy. We was with Neo. We was coming back from Bali, and I was in the Amex lounge, right? And the guy, I was talking to the guy, he said he went and bought a bar out in Bali. Funny thing is you can't buy real estate out there. You rent the land and you build on top of the land. So you might rent the land for 100 years. But he was
hold on. You can't what?
You can't buy real estate in Bali. You have to rent the land and then you could build on top of the land. So you'll rent it for 50 years, 100 years and things like that.
Why would
You're
someone...
not a citizen.
Oh.
You're not a citizen. Yeah.
So someone can, we just can't because
We just
we're
can't,
not,
yeah.
we don't live there. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
So
That's smart.
Yeah.
Protect your country.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So he was telling me about that, and then I said, so what else do you do? He said he has a collection service company. So he does collect debt. And I'm like, okay. He said, but what he does is he'll go ahead and buy. So, you know, debt collectors, they're buying you, somebody owe you $10,000. I'll pay you $1,000 to collect that $10,000. But you're just basically selling the debt over to me and still making something on the money. But what he does is he'll go ahead and collect. Let's say, for example, he needs to collect $1 million, but he's collecting $1 million worth of dollars, but he only paid $50,000 for that $1 million. He'll collect the 50, maybe 70 just to make a little bit of profit, and he's writing off everything else as a loss because he technically was supposed to collect that money, but he wrote it all off. So that's possibly one of the ways to do it. When he broke that down to me, I was like, damn, that's genius.
That is genius.
So he's writing off $1 million and only collecting enough to recoup the actual cash investment that he put in, and the rest is a write-off.
Do y'all loan people money?
Not really. No, I don't.
I ain't with it.
I don't.
You feel me?
I just like if in there, well, family members always get. So I like to do this with my
given.
family. I literally give my family like a credit line. Like if you borrow $500 from me and you don't pay me back, I'm not lending you out money anymore. But if you pay it back, I don't mind loaning you money as long as you pay me back. So I literally use that with my family and
Everybody in your
peers.
family has a $500 credit
Not 500, but it's just whatever amount
Oh, I
that
see.
you'll borrow from me. If you don't pay me back, dude,
Somebody got $40.
you burnt that bridge. You burnt that bridge to ever borrow money from me again. So I use that strategy for real with my family.
I like that. I like that. And yo, the thing is, and this is again, it must be a good industry, but there are companies that say, yo, I want to give you this money. And there's companies trying to work with people who have maybe less than perfect credit. But I still don't understand why that is such a big business, because the chances are, it's almost like the bet is that I'm not going to get this money back. You know what I mean? So the fact that like y'all are teaching people how to get funding, I feel like people need to hurry up before they realize, yo, this is a failing business. You understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying. You think they're gonna stop though? I wouldn't think. I don't see that
I think
happening.
America's based off of lending. The lending
It
money
doesn't
all the
crash
time.
at some point.
But in a way, they're printing money, so we just consumers. That's why they love credit card debt, because we just keep buying back into the economy, which is just the cycle. The same way while they gave everybody stimulus and all that money just so they can start buying. So in Philadelphia, what's out here too, but Saks, but it's a Saks on City Line Avenue. It's like a main strip in Philly. Saks never has a line. When that pandemic time happened, everybody was giving all that money. They built an awning around the store because the line was going around the store around that time. So they're giving out money so people can spend.
Yeah.
So it's just all kind of cycling through the economy, basically.
Yeah, but
It's
the
all
economy
coming
has to
back.
pay for that at
Yeah.
some point, though.
That part is a little above my
So
pay
you,
grade,
so you
know?
got to think. You also got to think like the banks. Like he said earlier, they make money by lending out money because that's why they want to acquire us as the customer, because we put our money in the bank and then they lend it out, and that's how they make money in between. So let's use Chase for example, right? Their strategy is they're going to lend out high limit credit cards so that they could hopefully get you to become a customer and open up a business account with them or a checking account with them. So now they get your business on that way and hooking you in on a credit card, right? And when they do give you a credit card, you notice when you go swipe your card and you pay that little merchant fee, the bank get paid. So every time you go and you spend that credit card, they're getting paid as well. So they want you to have this debt. Obviously, it could go left where banks will start pulling back as they don't get paid because they got to keep their balance sheet strong. But like that's the whole method. Like put the money out, we make money by giving the money out, and we take it from y'all anyways.
Right.
So
But actually, David, now that I think about it, they are lowering people limits and stuff and scarcity times in the world. They
Really?
like, yeah.
Especially on
so-
loans. Like big
Yeah,
loans.
they lowering our limits too. So they are. There's a little pullback a little
for
bit.
sure.
It's like my Amex limits was going down a little bit, even though I spent a lot of money.
They lowered, they
I-
did that to everybody. I
I
don't
would-
say everybody, but
I would
me and
say because my
10 other
limits was
people I know.
high, You know what I mean? That ain't low. I'm like, wait, I can't even. Why is it doing that? And they literally said they're lowering the lender.
Gotcha.
I was like, that's
Especially in real
crazy.
estate loans,
It's
they
based
change
upon-
all of that.
They changing it.
It's
Yeah,
based upon you
refis.
as the person, right? So if you're not spending the amount of money that they lend you, they're gonna take it back. But if you are maxing it out and spending it, paying it back, they're gonna increase it.
Gotcha.
So it's still based upon like the activity of the person that's utilizing.
Gotcha. So there is a sense of urgency to get this money that people are giving out right now, right? And you all teach people how to get this funding, right? But how do I prepare to get money from a bank? What do I need to start? Because before we get into what to do with the money, let's secure the money first. But the securing of the money comes with some responsibility on part of the person.
Yeah.
What is that responsibility? What has
As
to
far as like the requirements to apply,
Yeah, so the first, we like to get the personal credit together. So you have to meet certain criteria of what the banks want you to meet. Once you meet those criteria, then you're eligible to be able to get access to the capital. So that's along the lines of having nothing negative. A lot of people always have like little medical bills, like I only owe this, I only got this little account, and it's like, well, the banks see that you're not even responsible with $100. Why would we lend you out $10,000? It doesn't make sense.
Like your cousin.
Yeah. So make sure everything's a clean slate. No negative, no late payments, no derogatory marks, no collections. And then we also have to build it properly as well.
Okay, hold on. Let's back up. Because we're saying make sure there's no lates, make sure there's no negatives. But if I'm in a position where I have lates and I have negatives, is it a wrap for me?
It is not a wrap for you. We have to take care of it though immediately and like now, because it's a process. It's not always going to be overnight that we can clean it up or get it back to straight, but you have to go through the process.
Gotcha.
So that's the process of cleaning it up, credit repair, if you have to, educating yourself on it, because a lot of people is a little gray area with paying other people. You can do it yourself if you educate yourself, or there is people out here that will be able to clean it up for you. Just got to pay.
Do you help with that?
I transition more into the getting you access to the capital and now business growth more so than just credit repair. I used to do it, so I started that. Shout out to RPX, but I don't do it anymore.
Gotcha. So you started with credit repair and then you moved into, let's just get funding. Let me work with the people who are in somewhat of a position to do it, right? Who are like responsible.
Yeah, for the most part, if you meet these criteria, then we can get you access. But otherwise, I can send you to someone, a resource of mine to be able to clean it, and then you come back to me.
I actually trust you more with the funding because you did credit repair first. So you got to understand the game. What are you saying?
just so people watching, like those type of individuals don't feel left out, it's a lot of ways, even without going through full credit repair, that you can fix your credit. Like, for example, for me, when I first started, I had a 520 score. And what some of the things you could do is, like, let's say if you have a collection or you're late payment, you could literally call up whoever the creditor is and just say, hey, look, listen, if I pay you this, can we do a pay to delete letter? So that's one of the things I did early on. So I owed, who did I owe? I owed Sprint. You know, Sprint send you your last bill.
Sprint, bro.
Sprint
I think every black man owns Sprint.
Sprint sent my last bill to a different address. I didn't know about it. You know, you pay off your bill, but then it so happened it's a balance they didn't tell you about fees. It was like $190. So I said, look, listen, I give y'all $100 right now. You take it off. They were like, yeah. But I said, I need a letter stating that you're going to remove this. So when I get that letter, I'm going to give you my card info. We were literally on the phone, like quicker to draw type of thing. So I got the email. I gave him the last 4 digits of the card, and then it removed like that. And then also, when I first got started in real estate, I was a real estate agent. So I had to kind of become a credit repair expert to help my clients be able to get approved so I can make money. One of the things that a lot of people have are they have maxed out credit cards. So Herman was one client. She had an Old Navy credit card that was $1,000. She owed $900 on it. Her credit score was like a 610 or it was like a 590 or something like that. She put $800 on that card, brought it down to 100, brought her utilization all the way down to 10%. Her score went up 100 points.
Dang.
Because she only had one card. So that one card messed her whole thing up. When you got 10 different cards, then it fluctuates. She had one card, and that literally jumped her up. So put it in this perspective. She was able to become a homeowner off of paying $800. So sometimes it's not even full-blown credit repair. Sometimes like paying down one of your $500 card down to $50 or calling a creditor and say, look, listen, I remember my barber did this. He owed somebody $4,000. He called him right on the phone. I told him he did it while he was cutting my hair. He said, I got $2,000 right now. They took it right off his report. 30 days later, it wasn't showing no more.
And the name of the letter is
Pay to delete.
pay to delete.
Yeah.
So get a pay to delete letter. Okay, that's good.
So you get full blown credit repair, but you know, just for people that's listening, like that's one or two ways you could do it just on your own today.
Yeah, because there are some people who are like really in the mud. Like you just
You gotta talk.
don't pay your bill. And he like it's really like don't talk to me either. I would connect you with somebody because you need to fix some other stuff.
I'm listening to you. You gonna send us
But I was working at the Cheesecake Factory. I didn't have a whole lot of money, but I was just like mildly irresponsible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just need to pay it. You know, I was just paying minimum. So that's some good information. What you saying?
Yeah, I was going to add on to that, right? Because it just comes down to like education, number one, right? So simple as getting on the phone. If you look at all three of your credit reports, so you got Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. By law, everything on those credit reports should be the same. It should be accurate, right? So if your address is not the same, they might have 123 Main Road on Experian, but on Equifax say 123 Main Street. If that doesn't match up, you need to dispute it and get it updated, right? You may have a collection with Sprint and it says June of 2012, but on TransUnion it says May of 2014. So just looking at your credit report and making sure that it's accurate, because the creditors don't always report the information the right way. So just as simple, look at your report, get on the phone, call them up, and have those conversations. You could just start repaying your credit that way before you go and pay somebody thousands of dollars.
Got you. So you help people get funded. You're in commercial real estate to help people in commercial real estate. You're in residential and help people with residential. Yep. How did this collaboration come about? Because I'm very interested in that, man. And it's beautiful to see that people are actually collaborating. Like you could have your own program teaching people. Everybody can have their own, but how did we come together?
So how this all came about, me and him had did stuff in the past a while ago, and it worked so well. Like I'm big on, I don't care how much money you make, I don't care all the big things you do. We not sinking. Me and him just did a live, and it just flowed like Styles and Kiss. It just was clicking. Then we did a class, and it was clicking even more. And then the fulfillment on the class, we was just aligned. So we just like, let's keep this going.
So y'all went got Sheik Luch. They call him Sheik.
Damn. But and then we kind of just brought him in, and it was just like it was aligning too, it was just flowing. So that's how we put it together. But I love what we doing so much better than anybody else, and I'll stamp on that, because a lot of people show people how to get funding, and then it's like, oh, I got you 100,000. Well, what do I do? Go about your day. That's what you do. But now we're just like, it's a lane. Go ahead and get funded. Then you can get into residential real estate, maybe make 30, 40, 50 grand. But then you can transition, flip that 50 grand into, a storage facility or something commercial. So it's like a train just stopping at different stops. As long as you just stay on, you good.
Got you. So what's your perspective on collaboration? I think more people need to collaborate.
Oh, yeah.
I love collaboration. It could go left and right because you got to have the same morals and values and ethics. So, I've done partnerships where we just don't have the same morals and ethics on how we think about things. But I think what works with us is not about the money. It's more about the impact. And when we did our live and we did our class together, we showed up because we wanted to impact. It wasn't, hey, bro, where you at? How much time did you put in? Or how much money do you have to invest in this? It's about, did we get the results? Do we got the testimonials? Are they happy with the service that we're providing? And then it was less work, right? So we did 4 classes. I did 2, you did 2, versus when I did my own thing, I got to do all 4. I got to manage the back end. It's a lot of pressure on one person versus having somebody go, okay, we could relieve the stress. And, you make more money doing it that way, and it's less work.
Yeah, I feel that. What's your perspective on collaboration?
I like it. I think it helps a lot of more people at once, and it gives somebody a view of that they can be able to do that too. And they don't have to, like, some people may not see it, you know what I mean? Especially where I'm from. People don't see stuff like this, especially when it comes to putting our minds together and be able to create something like this. So I think it's good for people to see it, so they can be able to do it themselves too. And I think we can hit more people being able to do it in collaboration style instead of just by ourselves.
Those are all really good politically correct answers. But there has to be some sort of apprehension with collaboration. One, we've all seen people change with money. We've seen some people have like some sort of ego complex. We always have to consider that someone's going to do something not extremely ethical, especially when money's involved.
I think it comes down to not being so quick to say yes and be a little reserved. Like for me, I'm a little reserved. Like for example, he reached out to me to collab and I was a little reserved. And so we probably had talked in the DMs probably, I don't know how many times before I actually gave him my number, and then we finally got on the phone to talk because I was just like, I got to fill you out a little bit. Because he could have came to me with a $10 million check, like, nah, I still got to fill you out a little bit more, and vice versa. So I think one of the ways to help prevent that is the vetting process a little bit more. Like even like in real estate, you got to vet the tenant before, oh, you got first, last, and security, I'll bring you in. Nah, let's vet you out before a little bit. Let's fill you out. What's your background? What's this with this? Sometimes you might even check out their place that they're living at to see how that looks.
Really?
So, yeah, so all those things play a factor before you just say, oh, let's collab. And I think also setting clear expectations. So all three of us, we get on Zoom calls or 3-ways, FaceTimes, like, yo, this is the plan. This is the long-term goal. So we plan on doing this throughout the year. Are you with it or not? If you're not with it, all right, this is the percentage. Are you with it or not? Yo, this is the plan. This is the game plan. Yo, what you want to do isn't really morally ethical. I'm not with it. If you're not with that, then it's just not going. I think just setting it real clear. Now, always things can creep through the cracks when money comes into play, but like I think 80% of it could be covered by having those type of convos.
Gotcha. Y'all have a contract?
Well, we
we put one together now, but when we first did it, it was just like, yo, let's just do it.
Yeah, off trust. So, how do you feel about not having a contract?
I mean, I trust them for the most part, but I see
How long have you known them?
Let me see. I think Morgan's like 2. I don't know if it's been
a year, a little over a year.
Right,
a year and a half, 2 years. I think Boom probably a year.
Only reason I'm having this conversation is I'm always thinking of the viewers, and I think what you guys are doing is amazing. But so, for instance, me and what my wife do is amazing. Like we have a great relationship, but I'll say something, and then we'll argue about the thing that I said because she thinks I said one thing, I think I said another thing, and it's not on paper. So, like, I really wish there was like what's it called, a stenographer?
It's a flip.
What's it called? I so wish. Because I'm like, yo, you were in the conversation we talked about, and it was different. So for the viewers, like when we start putting these collaborations together, because I think it doesn't work more than it does work. And especially, I think what's also awesome is y'all all have your own individual businesses. So I just wanted to like, just out of curiosity.
So just for the record, we actually putting a contract together right now. Like it'll probably be done like tomorrow.
Yeah, it's in review.
Yeah. So
I got you. So before y'all, okay, I got you.
So we learned from someone else, and we said, look, even though we already got some steam, it's not hurting anything to stop and put something together real fast. So just for the sake of conversation, we are putting something together right now. But the previous stuff, let's just run it. Yeah.
Another question, all y'all have your own individual businesses that are doing well. How do we pull away from our own corporations that we're working on to nurture this particular baby, right? Like we're putting a tour together right now, and it's really, really tough because everybody got their own life and their own business. And then we got to come in and check in the chat. Hey, what's going on with this business, right? But, you know, somebody might be super distracted. Like, yo, come on, we supposed to do this thing, right? So how do y'all manage that?
So what right now, the biggest thing, what we're doing now, we brought in a mentor that is also bringing in finance department, marketing department, admin, right? So now, instead of us having to do a lot of heavy lifting in this partnership, we now have someone else that could come in here and do all of the checks and balances. Because before, like when we was doing it, we was doing all of ourselves, and it was crazy. Like, you know, I got my webinar, I got this business, I got to go on this appointment, and then we trying to show up to this, and you can't give your all to everything. So what we're doing now with this new project, we do have, you know, our mentor coming in here, and I'm giving us certain resources to make sure that they run all the back end on it.
Got you. Got anything to say on that? Smitty the quiet one. I rock with Smitty, man. He need to be observing. Like, I'm get some people some money, bro.
He the truth. He's the truth.
we can talk about some other questions. I got you on the back.
I got
end.
okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just warming up right now. So warming up right now.
No, I got you.
All right, so I want to have like a conversation about building wealth, and some people maybe don't understand the value of real estate. And I know, Ramel, you don't do like traditional real estate where it's like I got a building, a retail building, then I'll fill it up with tenants. Well, I guess you do like the storage units, right? But like I want to talk about like the psychology behind long-term wealth, because I'm just now getting into the understanding of it's better to buy and hold and get some cash flow going versus let me just find something that I can flip it. The more I can make on the flip, the better. But it's not always better, like long-term. So how do we start turning our mindset to thinking long-term?
So for me, so I got 2 or 3 things. So for me, I would start out doing sales. So I was a wholesale and I was a real estate agent. So I was real estate agent first, then I was wholesale. 1 month, this was pissed me off. I had about the exact number was $67,000 I was supposed to make in profit between 3 different deals, and they all terminated at the same time.
Flips or
wholesales.
Wholesales.
All at the same time. And this was my birthday month. So it was just like super pissed off. So the idea of starting back all over again in January was it just didn't sit right for me, especially, say New Year, new resident. Like you starting off like, damn, I got to start off all over again. So that was the idea that made the switch for me. Like I need to start getting like more properties, the whole rentals and things like that. And then also one of the things that also helped me get started was I was listening to this podcast, and the guy was on the podcast, and he said what he did was he bought 2 properties for his daughter. He said one property she can sell it to pay for college, she could sell it to go ahead and start her business. And the second property is she can move into it or she can sell it to buy the house she really wants. He bought them properties super cheap, but by the time she turned 18, they paid down, and the value is so crazy where she's able to do that. But just like the idea of me buying 2 houses can set up all of that long term is just amazing. And then the last thing with long term wealth, you can literally dip into the same pot over and over again. So for example, I bought a property in 2021. I bought it for $193,000. I actually own 2 of these on the same block, across the street from each other. I bought a property. One of them I bought for $193,000. I put 45, let's just say $50,000 into it, updated and everything. It's a triplex. I rent out each unit for $1,250 a unit, right? I refinanced the building, so I put a loan on it for $380,000 and I pulled out $100 and something grand, right? So now my loan is $380,000, but the value went up even more, and now I'm actually selling the building. Like right now, we're gonna be closing in the next 3 weeks. I'm selling it for $485,000. So now my loan amount is $370 something. So $485 minus 3. So basically,
and you already pulled out $100.
Tax free that I used to go ahead and buy across the street, which is worth $550, and I only owe $280 on that building.
Dang.
So now between 2 buildings, I can pull out $200, $300 grand between 2, but that's in 2 years. So long term, I can go and dip in. And if I didn't even want to sell it, I could just refi again. The only thing is you got to watch your cash flow. The higher the mortgage, the higher the higher the loan amount, the higher your monthly mortgage payment. So you just got to be mindful of that. So a lot of people say, refi, pull all the money out, but then if you got a triplex, you cash flow on $200, like that don't really, it's like a waste of time.
You up? Are you up?
No, we just.
How many properties you got?
We got 18 properties. Some of them single families, some of them duplex and triplex. So total, we got about 39 units. And then I got a bunch of lots too. Yeah, 39 doors.
You buy lots too?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. We about to start building on three lots next month.
You all the way up.
No,
How much money you use on these deals? On your out of cash, out of pocket? So
the thing is with that is too, I use other people's money as far as so I use lenders for 80% of my deals, and then they require a 20% down payment. So I might need $20,000, $30,000, $15,000 on some of them, which I'll just use a credit card. But I'm not gonna lie, my one of my business partners tell me I just be moving too fast sometimes. So some of the deals, some of the bigger deals I do, I might need 70, 80 grand down payment, things like that. And let's say, for example, all my deals is off market, so I don't use real estate agents. So with that being said, some of the sellers we need, like, it might be issues or something. We got to do it fast. Lenders, like my lender, we can close same week. So like I get the deal on Monday, title might be back already. Whatever the reason is, we can move fast. Like let's say we need 70,000, 80,000. Let's just drop it. Come on, just drop it. Let's keep it pushing. My partner, he's like, nah, like you tripping. Like if you can't delay it, it ain't worth it. But I'm looking at the bigger picture. Like this is an amazing deal. Like just give him the 80 grand. Let's keep pushing. So a lot of my stuff I use lenders, and then the other little 20% piece I use credit cards. But some of them I'll just like, yo, let's just grab it. Like, we'll figure the rest out later.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not like that no more. But that was like last year.
So you know, residential is way better than commercial, bro.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
No, he got some. I got 3 commercial builders too that I'm starting to like. So he kind of helped me convert.
right.
Yeah.
Well, 3 like that.
They commercial mix you, so storefronts on the first floor and apartments upstairs. But I like the commercial.
You got
though.
some of them?
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
3?
Yeah. Nah.
He might be up.
Okay.
He might be up, man.
Tell me you up without saying you up. Just quit. Ramel, commercial real estate, man. Because it really actually, as I get deeper into commercial real estate, it seems less headache, but less lucrative than getting a whole bunch of residential. No.
No. See, like my brother, we always say, become more effective in less time, right?
Yeah.
So, what it takes somebody to do 30 years, I want to do it in 10. And the back, like to the question that you talking about long term wealth. My dad instilled that in me when I was young because he worked 30 years and then he retired. He had to go pick up another job. So that was my motivation growing up. Like, damn, you know, I seen you work 50, 60 hours, retired. Now you got to get a part-time job. So I'm thinking when I turn that age, everything I'm doing now need to be taking care of me. So I'm investing with the mindset of, all right, what I'm doing now, what is going to look like 10, 15, 20 years from now, right? So with that being said, buying commercial real estate, one acquisition, like I don't need to buy 10, 15, 20 houses. Why? I'm spinning my wheels, right? I want to spend time with my family. So all I need is one move, and I can maximize that one move and get back the value that it would have probably took me to get 5, 10 single families. Now, I started out that way. I'm not going to bash it because it was a lower entry, a lower barrier to entry. But now with more experience, more capital, and more understanding, commercial for me, because so this is commercial building, right? So you got multiple streams coming out of here. You renting out, different space.
Won't do it.
Set you up without saying you up, right?
That's a bar.
But the revenue that you bringing out of this building, that increases the value of your facility. I mean, of your building, right? Because you're bringing in more income. So I'd rather focus on one building. How can I make the most money out of this one building and get the money that way versus let me go buy another house.
Is it easier to get residential houses, or it's the same process?
It's easier because it's more homes out there. There's more people that's in distressed situations. It's a little tougher to find great commercial deals.
Right.
But again, for me, I'd rather spend a little bit more time on the commercial, even though it take a little longer, because when I do hit a home run, it's gonna make up for in that time I went and got 3, 4 singles.
Gotcha. How's the storage units doing?
Amazing, especially in this climate right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What do you mean?
Because
people get evicted.
Yeah, people getting all the foreclosures are happening
so
now.
You're leaving Boom and gotta put their.
No, I'm kicking them out. I just evicted somebody. I just evicted
Who did you
somebody.
kick
You gotta put their stuff in Ramel's unit, and they live with their auntie.
Exactly. That's what's
That's
happening.
the process.
That's
I see
exactly
what's
what's
going on in this
happening.
economy.
Yeah.
He said it's amazing.
I want to add something what he said though, because he said it, but without going too in detail. When you doing commercial like 5 units or over, now you can go into more of an income approach. With me, a duplex, a triplex, stuff like that, it gotta go off of comps. Like what did this duplex sell for to make mine's worth this? He can go into a 10-unit building and then now he can just raise the rents $50, so now the value of the building go up some more.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes. So
I
the
wanted to break
value-
that down. So
Yeah,
you
you're right.
can-
You were good call.
My
Yeah.
brother, bro. I got
I appreciate you.
So the value of the value of residential real estate, if I'm hearing you, is
quote unquote capped depending on what the
depending
area
on what
is.
your neighbor sold for.
Yeah, half a mile radius. quarter-mile radius what it's going. Sometimes they'll stretch out a little further for like maybe like a 4-unit. They just can't find no 4-unit building in that couple blocks. They sometimes stretch it, but it's pretty much capped. He can raise the rents and then everything raises.
And if you think like right now, so single families, the market is lower because interest rates are higher, so people are not paying that same price. Because I buy a house for $200,000 at a 3% interest rate, my monthly payment is way lower versus $200,000 at a 7% interest rate. My monthly payment is higher. So now, we're not paying the same price for single families. The next property up the street that you're looking to sell, it now you got to sell it at a cheaper price because over here it's sold at a cheaper price. Yeah. But guess what? On the commercial side, because everybody's relocating, evictions is happening, is a demand on apartments because I can't afford the big house right now. It's tight. Interest rates is crazy. Well, guess what? I'm increasing my rents because it's a demand. You can't go nowhere else. And as I increase the rents, like you said, that increase the value of the building.
But this is about to get
okay.
For people like David, let's say he want to go ahead and buy a house. You said that now interest rates are higher. That means it's problems for the homeowner, right? Yeah. So now if you're trying to sell a house right now, when interest rates are high, people don't buy as much. This is what it is. A lot of lenders are not getting as many mortgage applications or refi applications because the interest rates are higher.
Right.
So when interest rates are high, people don't buy as much. When people don't buy as much, what do people do when the house is on the market?
They lower the price.
Exactly. When the price is lower, what can people like all of us do?
Buy
it cheaper. I just had a mentee. They just closed on a property. They wanted $80,000 for the house. He just got it for $57,000, $58,000. Mind you, he only has to put down floors, paint, and change the kitchen. But it's already worth, which is like $20,000 he's spending. But I talked with the lender for him, and we got it up to 30. So he's gonna make a quick 10 in between. But now the house is worth 130. So now you can go into these cheaper deals and pick them up even cheaper, and then you could do something in 30 days, make 10 quick 20, 30 grand, $25,000 in between, and 30. Well, total will be 60 days. So now is a good time to go in and get these quick pops in and out. But hold on that money, bring it back to my brother, and now you can go in and stack that money to go into the bigger place. So this is the market to go make the in-between moves, stack that cash up 2024, go right, when I say 2024, later on this year, then dump it right back into the bigger stuff.
Got you. So
ping pong.
If I don't have the money or even the 20%, is that where you come in with the funding?
Yeah, you need $15,000. Boom.
Because you're gonna need something. Most people are in a position where they don't have access to the capital for the most part. That's from what I know.
63% of people don't start.
So are y'all saying that I can not have any money? I say, for instance, there's a $100,000 building, and the bank is requiring me to put down 20%, which is $20,000. It's going to be a great investment. If I need $20,000, which is the 20% of the purchase price, I can come to you and get $20,000?
Yes. You can come to me to get $20,000. I would rather you, I ask you, would you rather spend somebody else's money instead of your money? If I said, David, all right, I got $20,000, just give me back $200 a month and I'll let you borrow $20,000. Would you say yes to that?
Kind of depends, bro.
And I said I'll give it to you for 0% interest for 12 months.
But why would you do that?
Because that's what the bank does. So take advantage of it.
He thinking that you're gonna mess up and not make that money back in a year, and then your interest rate go to 20%, 30% on a credit card.
So is the strategy
they betting against you?
So the strategy for the bank is betting against you in terms of they're saying, I give you 0% interest for 12 months, but I'm betting that in 12 months you'll still owe me money.
Mm-hmm. For the most part. And some people get in that predicament, but you gotta be smart and make quicker plays. But you also too are gonna make money while you're spending money too. I like that concept too. Instead of spending cash, when we spend money off our credit cards, what do we get? Cash back or rewards points. Everybody like to travel. Everybody like to make money when we spending money. I would rather us make money while we spending money instead of making nothing off every dollar we spend.
That makes sense. So let's say I pay my bills, credit's good. Give me like the three most important things that you need to guarantee. Well, you can't guarantee. I'm not going to say guarantee on this podcast. But you can pretty much ensure there's a good possibility that you'll be able to get them 20, 30 grand to invest? And is this on a credit card that you got to like liquidate and then go buy this property?
So for the most part, it's just really two things. It's properly structured LLC, because a lot of people structure their businesses improperly. And it's the requirements on the personal side. So once you meet the 680 to a 700 credit score, no negatives, a built mixture of credit report, because a lot of people do that wrong as well. It's literally those two components. And then we good. I mean, then you said for credit cards or loans, I typically don't even go for loans. I literally go directly to credit cards because it's easier to get approved. If you want to get a $200,000 loan, you want documentation, you want tax return, you want bank statements or check stubs or something like that. I can go in the bank and get $200,000 over small increments with no documentation, no paycheck stubs, no tax return. And most people are not in a position where their business has been open 2 years. So if your business has been open 2 years, you don't have no tax return, you don't have no bank statements and all that stuff. Now you have an entry level where you can get the money at a quicker fashion.
I want to pull this up real quick. And actually, the person he was talking about was actually here, and it was really, really funny. Let me find this real quick. Okay, so and I want to hear your response to this. So Kevin on stage made a video, and this is what he said. Let me show it. Let you listen to it. It says.
So on the internet, this lady said you can start your LLC, get your free EIN number, and walk into the bank and get $30,000 without any documentation. Yes, you can. If you have a gun and you rob the bank. I don't think you'll get $30,000, but you'll probably get $3,000 and go to jail. Anything other than that, it's not possible. I'm sorry, guys. We have to work. We have to work. We have to work. We gotta work. People gotta work. We gotta work. That's the way it is. People gotta work. You gotta work. They're not giving you $30,000. You're gonna be at work.
That pisses me
The
off.
only way that you can start a business and go get $30,000 is walking into a bank with a gun. What say you?
He said, it sounded like he said, with your EIN only.
Well, so this I'm going to tell you what Lex said. This is what Lex said. I'm going to show it to you one more time.
Yeah.
Also on the internet, this lady said you can start your LLC, get your free EIN number, and walk into the bank and get $30,000 without any documentation.
Yeah. He's only mentioning you getting the LLC and the EIN number, which 100% he's right that you can't go get 30,000. I'm saying to leverage the personal with the LLC. Now it's a whole different ballgame. I can start my.
I think that's what she was saying too.
Yeah. I can start my LLC 2 days ago and be able to still get access to $50K, $100,000 by leveraging my personal side. So it's personal guarantor. You go in the bank, they ask you to personal guarantor it, meaning we can pull your personal credit to see how good it is, but we're going to approve you for this amount on your business side to be able to get you the money. So then it also only reports on the business side. So we don't have to worry about if it's going to report on our personal side, which we like that. That's why we love the word business credit so much, because we can leverage the business to do it. It's going to report on our business side. And we don't have to so much worry about utilization now. So on the personal side, when we start, maxing out our credit cards, credit score go down, we can't get access to no more money. We leverage the business side when we get approved for the business credit cards to invest that money so that now we can continue to either get access to more capital and continue to keep investing.
So Kev's wrong in his assumption.
To what he said.
Y'all know
man.
Lex? Y'all know Lex?
Lex. I know Lex.
Because I think she's saying the same thing. I mean, obviously, she's like, yo, you can start obviously there's like more stuff to it. Like you actually.
Little pieces.
Yeah, you got to find a bank. Maybe one of them denies, but you got to find a bank. You got to actually you have to have something. You have to have good credit. You feel me? They're not giving a bum off the street.
Yeah.
It's 30,000, right? So,
right.
But there are scenarios where someone is literally a decision away from getting access to $30,000.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's how I changed my life. That's how I started. All the things I started. I didn't really have no money. I had to use this route to be able to get access to all the money I needed to start my businesses. If I didn't have credit, I don't believe I be successful as I am or make it to where I am if I don't use credit. I don't think I can raise the capital to do so, because how long would it take someone to save $50,000 in a regular lifetime without credit? Some people never even come
You
up
making
to
$20 an hour. And you working 8 hours a day.
you got rent.
40 hours a week. And you still got rent. You got mortgage. You got car note. You got insurance. You got all that stuff.
Kids.
You making $40,000 a year. How the hell you gonna save 50 grand a year?
It's almost impossible.
Math don't even math.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
impossible.
So that
It's
type of
almost-
stuff pisses me off. Just save and buy it the regular way.
No.
How, Sway? How you gonna do that? You feel me? Like how that stuff, like people be in the comments saying that stuff pisses me off. Like how? So basically saying chalk your wealth, push your wealth all the way back because you're telling me that you feel some type of way that I want to do it a smarter way, easier way, a more creative way, but that doesn't sit right with you. So you're telling me to stop and push it back. The math don't math. You make 40 grand a year before taxes, and then you got all your responsibilities, and then I need 50 grand to go and buy this house.
You say you make $40,000 a year.
How?
And you got bills. You got to eat.
Got
Sometimes, you know what I mean?
You got leverage.
You got kids, like how? You know what I mean?
So I want to break something down for you, Dave, for everybody that's listening, right? Because I'm on Instagram and I get a lot of pushback because I teach you how to buy commercial real estate with no money down strategies, right?
No money down.
Yeah, and they people like,
None?
that's not true. No money down. You know,
It's not true.
It's not true.
It's not true.
So obviously you have to put money down, but it doesn't have to be money from you.
Exactly.
So I want to break down exact situation that I did so that everybody could kind of get the picture and literally utilizing all of our strategies.
Gotcha.
All right. So a couple years ago, I was 2020, right? I went and purchased the property. Well, I got a property under contract, single family. So it's a single family property, like boom. Last time I was on the podcast, I talked about the family legacy meeting, right? All that cool stuff. So had my family legacy meeting, trying to see who else around me has good credit. So my cousin, who's a correction officer, he worked 40, 60 hours a week, know nothing about credit, real estate, or anything, but he has an 800 credit score. Didn't know it, right?
He didn't even know it.
He didn't know it. He just pays his bills on time. He's a responsible person.
That's lit.
But now that I expose him to the opportunity of investing and how he can make money passively, he's interested. So I put him on my LLC on an operating agreement as a member and got him $45,000 in 24 hours.
Whoa, hold on. You have an LLC that's been in business obviously over 2 years.
Correct.
So you can take someone and put them on your operating agreement.
Yep.
Is it still considered a business loan or a personal loan?
It's a business credit card. So I got him a Chase business credit card, $45,000.
So he got a Chase business credit card, $45,000, simply by you putting him on your LLC because now it looks like it's been his business for however long.
Correct.
And now he's got a business credit card.
And he stuck with nothing, just an 800 credit score and putting him on the business. He has no prior knowledge of anything. So I'm sharing that because this could be somebody who, as long as you obviously have the information, but it doesn't stop there, right? So $45,000, I found a property, we got it under contract, we leveraged hard money, only had to come to the table with about $12,000, right?
Explain the leverage hard money.
So hard money, you find a property, they're gonna give you 70% loan to value, right? So as long as you get the property under contract at the right price, they'll give you as much money as possible, and you just got to cover closing costs. So I had to come to the table with about $8,000. So hard money is a these lenders that give out money to buy real estate,
Yeah.
right? So I go to my cousin. Now I could have put the $8,000 out of my own pocket, but I went to my cousin to say have him invest because I wanted him to be a believer. Now that I got him $45,000, but I'm sharing this because at this point I still haven't used any of my own money, right? I put him on my business, $45,000 Chase credit card. Got the property in the contract. $8,000 is the down payment. So we pulled the money off the credit card, the $45,000, and put it down into down payment to contract the property.
$8,000 out of the 45.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And then we took off an extra $30,000 to float the construction because I have to pay the contractors to.
I see. So y'all maxed out the card.
You max out the card.
Okay.
But with the Chase card, they give you cash back and rewards. So when you spend over $15,000 in 3 months, they give you $750 back cash back.
Okay.
So because we maxed out the cards, $750 cash back, that covered the minimum payment for a couple months. So now you got no minimum payment because he leveraged the cash back. We bought a property, fixed it up, sold the property, made $120,000 profit. Profit, right? So now the $120,000 profit, pay off the credit card, that $45,000 back, and gave him 20% return on his money back to his pocket. So he used none of his own money and got paid passively. And I just did a deal, no money out of my pocket, right?
That's hard.
Now don't stop there,
That's
right? Because then we thinking long term. So I did this back in 2020, right? So now probably had about $70,000-$80,000 that I was able to now take, and I put it into a life insurance policy because you got to pay tax on capital gains. I didn't want to do that at the time, so I put it into a life insurance policy that grows compound interest, right? So that $80,000 that I put in the life insurance policy, it grew to about $116,000, where I got 3 storage facilities right now in the contract, and my down payment on that is $95,000.
Boom.
I borrowed the money off my life insurance, and that's my down payment on the 3 facilities. So now, none of my own money, but I started with a credit card, getting my cousin on board with my LLC, going and getting a single family, flipping it, turning it into 3 storage facilities that's generating $20,000 a month.
So 24 hours
Goodness
to
gracious.
short term to long term.
Plus the money that I borrowed from the life insurance policy, my down payment is still growing because it's in the policy to get compound interest. So I'm still making money on that money. And that's another strategy as far as like refi, what I plan to do later on with the facility to put the money back.
Man.
Then he missed a piece too. Without saying it, he said float the construction. So when you hard money, they give you the money to fix up the house. You just have to start and they pay you back. So the $30,000 he spent that month, he didn't have to wait till the house sold to get that money back. They wired him that money that same week.
Yeah.
So the credit card got paid off way before the house even sold. So for people that's worried about, my credit card is for a couple months, credit card got paid off.
Yo, all that stuff said, and it's so real and it's so practical when you put it like that. You know what I mean? Like anybody can do it. You know what it really sounds like? It sounds like, the one guy, he was like, all right, if you want to be an entrepreneur, first you get an LLC. And then you buy a Komodo dragon, right?
You take the
But he
Komodo
said it like that.
dragon.
It sounds like that. But it's really, like if you really break down what you said, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
If we can start out with good credit. So moral of the story is you can make millions if you pay your bills on time.
Pretty much.
Damn,
one
yeah,
way.
you
Or
put it
find
like
somebody
A lot
that.
of ways to
that
skin a
pays
cat.
fine.
That's one way. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. And we just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? While I was working at the Cheesecake Factory, I didn't know. Like I can pay my bills, and if I paid my bills, people would give me money. Yeah. And if I understood what to do with the money, I could start building generational wealth. I had no idea.
Or it's another route. You can be able to get money off generating revenue in your business too. So a lot of people that make a lot of money, they don't care about credit. It's another route you get lending from.
What do you mean?
Generating revenue. So if your business, David Chance, I don't know how much money you make, but if you bring
Nothing crazy.
if you bringing in $200,000 a month,
rich
something like
without
that,
saying
nah,
rich.
depending on how much you bringing in a month, banks will lend you money based off how money you make monthly consistently. So there's lenders out here that will give you money based off if you've been making a certain amount of money per month. I'll say $20,000 a month, $10,000 a month for a 6-month period of time consistently. Then they will lend you out money as well. So there's other lending options. You can use other things as collateral. I used my own money as collateral one time to build it up so I can get access to more money before I even had good credit too. That's another route too. So there's different routes. You just got to be creative. You just got to be educating yourself on different routes of what you could use.
Right. There's 2 sides to every coin. And as a journalist, it's my responsibility to ask the question of the other side, because all this could go terribly wrong. Yes,
Well, yeah, absolutely.
it could.
It has.
It has.
I want to share that too, because that's a great point. Because yes, I can tell you this worked and I did it X, Y, Z. But before that happened, I was in a bad deal, right? Because I paid contractors to do a job, didn't do my due diligence, right? I bought a property on an auction, and when you buy them on the auctions online, it's a blind sale. So you're just buying them. It's cheap, but you don't know what you get, right? So I was over leveraged, and again, to be transparent, the reason why I had to go and do the family legacy meeting and leverage my cousin, because I was over leveraged at the time.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I invested wrong. I maxed out my credit cards. I'm like, damn, I'm strapped. But in that process, I learned what I did wrong. So now I said, because I have the information, who could I pull around me that's going to help me get back in the game? And that's how I got back on track.
That's hard.
And now, go from there.
That's hard.
And you know I always gotta add something.
Talk to me, please.
I always gotta add
Yo, your
something.
ad-libs,
I gotta add
you got them Jeezy ad-libs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotta add something.
It
So
adds so much to the song.
yeah, I think also, well, two things. One, you have to find someone, whether it's a mentor, friend or mentor, have to find someone that's already doing the stuff so you can learn. It doesn't make sense to trip if someone already walked 10 miles before you. Just follow their steps. Yeah. They already said a pothole there, you go to the right a little bit. But also, I think you can't lose, but it can be delayed. So, for example, if you buy right, so like I was telling you, all properties we buy them off market, we get them as cheap as humanly possible. So when you buy right and buy cheap, you're never going to lose. Even if you like borrow a little too much money or, spend a little extra than you thought. If you bought, let's say for example, you plan to spend $50,000 on this property fix up, end up costing you $70,000. But if you bought the house for $50 and it's worth, let's just say $250 when it's all said and done, even though you spent a little bit more money than you thought, it's still a whole lot of room left over. So what we do in our business, we make sure that we get it cheap as humanly possible. That way, if we call it oh shit money, we can build in oh shit money within the deal. So if I'm factoring in a 15% contingency, 20% contingency, if something goes wrong, we already factored in. Yeah. So that way, if the deal goes over leverage, like we're still going to make money. Gotcha. The problem is, let's say for example, he says 70% loan to value. So what that means, if you have a property that's when everything is said and done worth $100,000, the lender will give you up to $70,000. That means you got to buy it and fix it up within the 70. You buy it for 20, put 50 into it. Buy it for 50, put 20 into it. However you chop it down, that's your max. We buy deals 65% of the LZ. So we already under what you give. So that way, if the deal goes south a little bit, 1%, now you 1% over. We go over 1%, we go over 3%, we still under the math. Yeah. So like, I think it just comes down to making sure like, don't be all fast, just buy right. But the only way you really gonna know that is you tap in with somebody that's telling you that information and just not be so excited. I think people get so excited and just like, I just wanna buy something, I just wanna buy something. Older guy told me this not a long time ago, like 2 years ago. He said, wrong with y'all generation now, y'all wanna buy a house just cause it look cool.
It does look cool though.
Yeah, like the hell yeah, it looks cool, but then you in jams where like, dang. So more to bring the whole thing full circle, your bag may be delayed another month or two, but you're not going to lose because you bought it right the first time. Now, some people buy messed up, and then they at the closing table getting a check for $1,000, or I've seen people where it got so bad where they was negative at the closing table selling it. Yeah, because they bought super wrong. Like, yo, Shan said he got a deal for me in Atlanta. Like, it's Shan's, I gotta buy it. Like, they attach your brand to the deal. That's two separate things. Mm-hmm. So that's stuff that
I like that. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I guess tell me about what you guys are doing together in terms of 4R People. One, I think this is very valuable, and you guys have 3 different perspectives and 3 different expertise to help someone paint a picture on how they can make some money. So tell me what it is y'all doing and how they can be involved.
So it's a 5-day challenge. So within the 5-day challenge, the first few days, we're going to show you pretty much how to build up your credit profile the correct way and then get funded up to $50,000. Some people may even go up to $100,000, but we're like not guaranteeing, but we're giving you the exact steps, the exact blueprint, the exact detail to go ahead and get $50,000 that week. And then we're going to show you exactly step by step how to find these deals cheap, so you can start putting offers in on properties that week. Show you how to find, commercial buildings cheap, so you can put offers on that stuff that same week. So it's amazing because it's not just showing you how to get funded, or I'm just showing you how to find deals. Because if I show you how to find deals, then you're like, where the money coming from? Yeah. If I just show you how to get money, then you like, well, what do I do with it? Because my 12 months interest free is starting, my clock is ticking. So we combining all of this stuff together in one powerful week to where now, like our last challenge we funded like $1.6 million that same week, and people was getting properties under contract.
What you mean? You funded?
So we basically broke down all the banks and all the steps to go ahead and get funded. Gave them the information. Yo, y'all do this when we log off this challenge. It's from 7 to 8. 8 to 9, and then VIP coming earlier. When they got off, by the time we got on the Facebook group in the morning, it's just screenshots of, hey, I got 20,000, hey, I got 30,000, hey, I got 40,000, hey, I got 20,000, hey, I got 30,000, hey, I got 40,000, hey, I got 20,000. Like just nonstop screenshots on screenshots on screenshots.
So do y'all have like a specific, how do you know How do you know who's gonna get his money? Because Chase ain't giving nobody no money like that.
Yo, yes, they is. They just gave somebody. They just gave somebody $150,000 on one credit card. They just gave somebody else $100,000 on one credit card. You just have the credentials. Some people say that, but I just seen somebody get $150,000 on one credit card.
So you can go to anywhere and get this funding, or do y'all have a specific?
He got a specific list.
I'll give you recommendations of banks that I would tell you to go to that I've seen consistently give you high limits out the gate. You know, once you meet these certain criteria. And some people be scared of like, oh, I'm in personal debt or my credit bad. Is things that I'm gonna teach you to do. One of the plays that I'm gonna give them that I know for people that got personal debt, and then the only route they can take is for them to pay that debt off to be able to get good credit to get access to the money. I'm gonna teach them basically to get how to get $10,000 on a business side. So I got a play where we go to Sam's Club. So everybody knows Sam's Club to go get stuff from wholesale and stuff like that, but we can leverage them to get a $10,000 business credit card strictly.
Hold on. Don't say nothing gray area, bro.
No, I'm not saying nothing.
Right,
No,
I know when people start going, they're like, all right, here's what you do. You go to Sam's Club. You ask for the manager, right? You get a Sam's Club card, okay? But make sure you use a debit card.
Nah.
Okay, so tell me to play.
No, so we going to Sam's Club. Sam's Clubs has a business membership, but they also have what people don't know is a business MasterCard that you can use anywhere. So everybody think that you probably have to only use this business Sam's Club card within Sam's Club, but you don't. So I can teach you how to go get the $10,000 business MasterCard that we can use anywhere from Sam's Club to be able to leverage that to now take that money to pay off on your personal side so you can pay off your personal debt, and then put you in position to go get access to the money from the banks that I tell you to go get lending from. And then I'll give you any bank that'll give you large amount of limits when we apply for them when you meet these certain criteria.
I'm with that.
Transferring the balance.
I like it.
Yeah.
No gray area.
A lot of this is
No gray area.
A lot of this is public information too. It's just that we have to do the research. So that's why the 5-day challenge is so important, because we're going to show you how to do your own research, right? What websites to go on so you can see the top 20 banks that their financials is at the best, you know, and how much money they're giving out. Like I talked about Chase earlier, what their strategy is. So we teach you, all right, these banks, this is their strategy on how they acquire customers. How do we use that to our advantage? So that's why it's just really having the information and education, which is what we're going to be breaking down.
Actually, everybody talking about this AI stuff. Actually, man, we can use that stuff now. We putting into the system. What's the best? You know, high limit credit cards that give you 0% interest. What's the best 10? And then now the chat GPT is chapping in for you.
He did that in front of my face.
Give you all the top
right
10 in the whole world. Was the best 10. You know what I mean? You ask the specific questions and it spit it out 10 banks that you can go to. I'll tell them you can go to that, and that'll give you a good list. You know, out the
That's
gate.
lit.
Yeah,
Dang, that's hard.
Yeah.
I just noticed your shirt says street credit. No street credit. We need business credit. That's hard, actually. That's hard. All right. Thank you, man. I've enjoyed this conversation. I learned a lot, and I get a chance to learn. This is literally my hack. The only reason I do this podcast is because I get like free coaching sessions. You know what I mean?
That's the best.
So I use you guys to pick your brain. So this is good. And it really actually, while you was talking, I saw Kay over there just looking like, what?
Like, damn.
I could do what?
Like, dang.
So if y'all don't mind, give Kay a little coaching session over there. I saw her. Normally she just be right on her computer, but she stopped. It was like, okay, so 45, just put it on the LLC. I'll put you on my LLC. Don't worry about it, Kay. All right. Well, not really. I'm just trying to. Okay. No promises. You got great credit?
You do?
Oh, so you could turn up.
Yeah.
You can really want to play.
See,
She don't know what to do.
See?
That's lit.
But
Can we give
this
them
is a good moment right here.
They can
because
come on the challenge for
this
free.
Okay.
We get it.
Gotcha.
because you got good credit, but you don't know what to do, and you excel like really fast.
What's your credit score? 746. You want to get approved right now?
746.
You want to get some money right now?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'll get her funded $20,000 right now.
She get funded 20,000
Let's all just give her a cart real quick.
a person. Hold on.
I want to do it on live right now. She's sitting right here in 10 minutes. We can get her.
You can show her how to get some
10 to
money
20,000.
You want to get access to some capital now? You want to try it? All right, go ahead. So give Kay a mic. You can sit right here. You can sit right here. So is there a specific place that you're gonna show her to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna give her one of my high limit credit unions. So credit unions is the most lenient banks when
This
it
one
comes
do a
to
pre-approval, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna give her a pre-approval. I go the route of pre-approval for it. They can scan it with no hard pull, of course, to see they're gonna scan her credit report and give her a limit that they feel like they'll give her. And then if they say it's approved, pre-approved for 20,000, she's in a great space.
Let me ask this question: before she gets approved, checking your credit, doesn't that hurt your credit?
No, we check our credits for free. They don't hurt your credit. This is what you're probably talking about. When a banks look at your credit and they want to pull it to see how good you're doing and how trustworthy you are with what you're doing already, and they hard pull it, then it's going to give you a hard inquiry on your credit report. That's when they affect your credit. But usually when we're doing a pre-approval process, it's a soft pull, meaning it's like a semi-scan, but not a hard pull, so you don't get affected by it.
Doesn't get affected at all.
It don't get affected at all.
So I want to just highlight this because if you don't want the money, you don't got to take
it,
yeah. And it won't pull your credit. So it's really just, it's up to you. So you don't, there's no risk involved neither. I just want to make that clear. You don't got to pull your credit.
So what would she do with this money?
It will be, the crazy thing is she can do whatever she wants to do.
Don't buy a couch. Don't buy gas. Like, we need to have a plan on.
She do need to have a plan. So I like to just tell people it's okay to shelf the money too. I shelved my money and then I went out and got the education on what I should do with the money first. So I shelved my money. I got $100,000 with my credit and I didn't do nothing with it because I can shelf my credit card. See, with loans, can't shelf it. You got to start paying back the monthly payment. But if I got 10 credit cards with $10,000 limits on them and I shelf it, I just got my $100K sitting for me for the opportunities to present themselves or me to go educate myself where to put the money. You know what I mean?
Got you. All right, so I got 4 minutes.
This is hot.
Let's do this. So just, I guess, tell her where to go.
All right, cool.
Tell her where to go. And this is
gonna be decent. Pretty amazing. I got a question for you while they do that.
What's up?
This is super random. I always want to ask you, why Cheesecake Factory menu so big?
Huh?
Why Cheesecake Factory menu so big? Like, it's 20 pages.
I don't know.
Random.
It is tiny.
Mad random.
I like pictures.
Very random. Because you brought up Cheesecake Factory earlier and it just hit my mind like,
you know
got downtime.
You know what I had to do? And everybody has to do it. Like every server, we have to not only study and know every item, but we have to know all of the ingredients in every item.
It's 10 pages, 15 pages.
Bro,
stuff.
You have to know
and it's like 10 on each page.
There. So, for instance, what's one that I can remember?
Steak Diane.
The Steak Diane. It's steak, so it's not a whole
Shrimp
bunch
scampi
in it. But so, for instance, let's say, for instance, I'm trying to remember shrimp scampi, right? Well, it just comes with angel hair noodles and like a scampi sauce.
Oh, got it.
But if there's like onions in it, we have to tell them that there's onions in it because you might get it not reading it. Oh, let me get a shrimp scampi, or it's tomatoes. And I think there is like tomatoes.
Yeah,
there's tomatoes in it. You might not read that part, and then we bring you the shrimp scampi. You like, hold on, what's that? Tomatoes? Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't like tomatoes. Then you got to send it back, and when you send it back, the company lost money.
Yeah.
So it's called tour guiding. So like the avocado egg rolls, it came with like a tamarind cashew sauce. You have to let people know, it got nuts in this or onions in this or it's made with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of the pastas had pancetta, which is like bacon. And I've had people that order it and they get it like, oh, what is this bacon? Oh, I don't eat pork.
Right.
And you got to send it back. And that goes against us.
Got you.
So, it's a lit job, but you got to learn that stuff.
One last question for you, right?
You getting a podcast? You gonna start a podcast?
Yeah.
You look comfortable in that seat, bro.
You know what? I actually started a podcast, but I did it for content based only. Mm-hmm. It's called the Funded and Closed Podcast, and I literally just have people like him, and just a lot of people that started businesses utilizing other people's money, whatever strategy, so people who watch can like do that. But long story short, when did it hit you? Because leaving Cheesecake Factory, that like, this is actually going to work.
Well, I knew it was gonna work before I left Cheesecake Factory.
No, but like when that moment, like, this is working. Like,
Zell, can you make sure somebody's at the front because I think Rosie coming up. I never had that moment. Is she doing it?
Let's go.
What happened?
Show him this right. Show us on camera.
I just
What
want some
happened?
time to get the 4 minutes.
I feel like-
Where the camera at? It's right here.
right, yeah.
Can I go up to it?
I don't know if you can see it.
Let me go try.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
But then I
told
won't
you
be able
the-
to hear you. So
The truth.
here, no, I have a zoom in. I have a zoom right on my camera. Oh wow! Special lifetime Belgian $9,000.
Boom.
Within a 1 minute conversation,
Boom.
her being in
Congratulations, Kaylin. Select you pre-qualified. He said you can't really see it that well. But.
Shit, we had 10 more
9
minutes.
grand.
We'll do another 3 of them.
Word, they be at 50.
So
Yeah, 50K
so
on
you
the
get
thing.
You don't have to take it though. You can
So-
you can
She
cancel
thinking
it.
about
so
it.
she can but she can take it though.
If she wanted, then they're going
Don't
to
take it unless you're gonna do something with the money.
So don't
Or
take it.
well,
She don't have to take it right now. We
Or
can talk about it.
You
and we
know
can
that
just-
you know the play now. Wait, and then you can always go back and do it.
whenever
you know
you're
the
ready.
bank. You know
But I'm
what to
just
do,
showing
do
you
it.
that's how much. That's just one. We can go get 10 different ones, and you see how much money we can get. But that's the value.
so
of,
let me ask you. Say she gets that one, she can get approved for another one, and then approved for another one, and approved for another one, all in the same day.
all in the same day. We can get. I'd say probably go 3 or 4 a day. I wouldn't go get 10. But if you do it the strategic way, so this is how you got to do it if you want to do it that way. We got to go to banks that's going to approve through Experian first, and then Equifax, and then TransUnion. So now we're getting one inquiry in each bureau. So we applying strategically.
So you know which bank is gonna pull from Experian first,
Yes.
and another one might pull from TransUnion first.
Yes.
They don't even know about each other.
Yes. Yes. So then if I get 3 different credit cards, she just got proof of 9,000.
Same
We'll use her.
girl.
We got 3 different ones.
Like you gotta do this, like 3 different girls around the city, like yo,
Same girl.
West side, they only rocking East side, so you get
Love
West
of my
side, East
life.
side, South side. They ain't never gonna find themselves at the same club because
So
they're different.
I'll be able to get her $100,000 easy.
Today.
Yeah.
Dang.
Within a few days, we can be able to get her $100,000 easy. That's the value of this. And then let's just say she had $0, literally. She can be up 6 figures within 3 days.
Hold up, real quick. I know we got to close, but I want you to actually give her a play right now with the land. Give her the land move right now, because that 9,000, she could go buy some land and flip that and make some money.
Yeah.
I want to. We got to close it because
Okay.
my next
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you
Y'all was
what.
late. We would have got this going, okay?
Yeah, we could. This thing can roll.
But yeah, so listen, join their challenge to tell you the story on the challenge.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how to get in touch with y'all, and let everybody know how to get in touch with you all individually, and then like the importance of jumping on.
Got you. So my Instagram is DSBOONE.
Mogul Lifestyle _.
_Smitty the GOAT _
I got you. And what should we do to get started? How do we close your computer so we can see a little bit? So all right, so we need a spokesperson.
What you
We're
mean?
really good at this kind of stuff. Tell everybody how to get into the challenge. How do we do it?
So to get in the challenge, all you have to do is go to letsfundyourfreedom.com. So the whole purpose of this is so we can fund you, so we can get you into businesses that's going to create freedom from the cash flow. So letsfundyourfreedom.com. And we strongly recommend to go VIP, because when you go VIP, you're getting extra time with us, extra game, extra everything. General admission, you're going to get on the challenge, but VIP, you get an extra whole hour with us just to talk, ask questions, and we're going to live answer all the questions. So that's just going to be dope. It's going to be an amazing, powerful week. Yeah.
I love it. Listen, man, make sure y'all connect with these brothers. I love what they doing. I'm sure we'll have a link below somewhere if you didn't catch the spelling and all that kind of stuff. We'll have it below, okay? But yeah, check it out, man. We just don't know what we don't know.
One last thing, I just want to pay for everybody chance to get on the challenge. If you go to Alliance Federal Credit Union, they'll give you $10,000, like super easy. I don't say super easy. I mean, that's gray area. But it's business credit. You don't have to have a bank account. You have to have a relationship with them. You literally can go in there in 3 minutes, just like that. And they pull from TransUnion. They used to be Experian now, but they pull from TransUnion. So you got a 6-8 hire. You can do it right here. The car can come in 3 days. So you can literally pay for the challenge off of that.
Bro, I really thought you was going to say, I want to pay for everybody's lunch. Didn't you feel that? You didn't feel that? I was like, yo, Social Proof Squad, you paying for lunch? You can, you know what I mean? All right, do me a favor.
After your meeting.
Do me a favor. Just go to that website, get the card, use that card to pay for our lunch, bro. Come on, hold us down. You know what I mean? Hold us down, bro. Nah, but make sure you rock with these brothers, man. I do. This has been an educational experience. So do me a favor. Go to their DMs and tell them something right now that you learned from this episode. DM them. Y'all gonna reply back to my friends?
Shoot, if they even send a screenshot they bought the ticket, I'll send them a copy of my 100K in credit ebook for free. It's $50. I'll send it to them for free. Just show a
I'll throw in some
screenshot.
free too. If they send us that, I'll give them my free step-by-step guide to
Let's
build out
go.
their business credit profile
Let's go.
for free.
Send me a DM. I will send it to you. Send him a DM. He gonna send it to you.
What you got?
Go ahead. Run it.
You gonna give us a storage unit?
I'm gonna get my.
Man, Shandy trying
I'm gonna give you a whole storage unit. You good?
Nah, I don't know about that. But I'll give him my commercial real estate ebook as well. We'll throw that.
Boom.
Bet,
So you
man.
only gotta wait till the job. You about to start getting game now.
Man, take care of our friends. Take care of our family. Yo, thank y'all so much, man. Join the challenge. Listen, you just don't know what you don't know. That's the problem. You just don't know what you don't know. And once you know better, you do better. And once you do better, you can really create wealth. So, man, do yourself a favor. Join the challenge. Also, get you some social proof. Go get you some social proof, meaning go build something, build it big. But then you got to come back to your community and teach your community what you built, okay? It's the only way our community grows. We out of here. Peace.